Hello and welcome to the final video for this Delorean weekend, and I am going into this one with some trepidation because if you remember yesterday the video ended by looking at the cables that come up in this issue, and I have seen people online saying it is the most infuriating fiddly couple of issues ever. One person actually said, I found a secret way of coping with this: copious amounts of vodka. I don't have any vodka. It is Saturday morning. So I don't feel it's right to drink vodka yet, but let's see how this video goes and whether I will be absolutely sloshed by the end of it. So yeah, let's just start throwing ourselves into it by looking at this wire here attached to the 88-mile-an-hour box. This orange and yellow one just needs to be pushed down past these red boxes here like that, and then this wire here is threaded around and under. So there is some, they do hold in place these wires, which is quite nice. You just thread that under there and then down underneath like that. Flip this around and you see that there's like a little gap there for the wires to be threaded down. So I'm just going to thread that one down there. Oh, this part's come off. I'll have to glue that on a little bit later. Just put that aside. And that is that wire all done for now. We also need to get the rest of these cables and just pop them down into this little slot here so that they're out of the way and coming out the bottom there like that, because we are finally going to attach this part onto the floor of the Delorean. So let's just bring in the floor here, and I really thought that this big wire here was going to go through that hole, but apparently not. Apparently you just pop it over there like that and everything comes out the end. I guess this hole is there so that you can unplug it and fiddle with it if there are any issues, but the wires don't actually go through that hole. They come out there like that. So yeah, let's keep it flipped around, and we need to secure it down with the FP screws provided. So that was actually quite fiddly to do because I had to screw through sometimes layers of carpet and plastic and leather to get that secure. But all the wires are coming out and it is secure. Also, I had issues trying to align it this side because I was trying to screw into these two holes here rather than the two little screw holes there, which I thought was a bit odd. I'm not entirely sure what those two holes are for. Maybe it's for screwing it to the actual floor, actually thinking about it. These two go in there as well, but the only issue I find is that there is quite an almighty gap there. It doesn't quite match up, and that's not because of the leather work. If I fold that round, you'll see that the piece doesn't actually come that far. Maybe it is pushed up like this. Maybe these parts here do flex up and they do close that gap, but there is still a gap there. You can see just there. See right through. So I'm not sure whether that's right. Does yours have a gap there? Will it bother you when everything's installed? Will it bother me? I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe I won't notice when it's all installed. But there is definitely a gap at this part here, just at the back. If I'd known, I would have kept some of the leather on to make it reach. But if you hadn't put leather on this part, it would have been a gap anyway. So yeah, let me know if you got a gap. And if you haven't, I guess I've put it on wrong, which is a bit of a pain, but there we go. And you got this wire here, the first of the wires just coming around there nicely, just like that. Now, on to the real nitty gritty of the wires. So we have this part here, which we need to thread all of the wires through. Now, on the instructions, it said that one side has a small tab and one side has a big. Oh, it does. So this is the bigger side here in width, and this is the smaller side here. So you need to face it that way and then get this bunch of wires, which you can see here, and we need to thread them through individually into that part there. Okay, so this is one of those instances where I think filming it is going to be helpful. So let's get the first red wire here. The reason I say that filming it will be helpful is because it zooms in quite well. So I might be able to use it as a guide. Good Lord. Oh, it's time to film the rock appearance. I need a beer. Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah, you didn't even see that on camera. Damn. So that is the first red one in. Round it goes and into the next hole. I didn't explain that's what I'm doing. Sorry. Let me just sort this one out and I'll show you. Now luckily these wires aren't electrical, they don't mean anything, they are all for decoration. You don't have to worry too much about breaking them because you're not going to damage any of the electronics. So yeah, what you need to do, you see it's got all the holes there, this piece. You need to thread each one like this. And I'll show you the order. Red is first and then the second red is next. Okay, second red is next. So into this hole there. Hey, look at that. That's quite good. Around de loop and into that hole. Excuse me. Into that hole here. There. So that's 2 wires. Do we have to leave a little loop? No, we don't. What colours are next? White. Okay, white is next. So this is fiddly. Can you tell? White. Oh, it goes in first time. Look at that. Happy days. Pull it all the way around. And loop de loop. Oh, and the focus is really struggling. Zoom out just a little bit. In. Oh no, came out. In we go there. Ah, came out again. Come on, stay. Stay. Good. There we go. It's the first white in. And the next one along is also white. So around. This is a nice relaxing Sunday watch, isn't it? Watching a man thread fake wires through a thing. This couldn't have been a Saturday video. No, it's far too relaxed. The next colours are the 2 black wires. This is going to be more fiddly, trying to get black wire into a hole. That has a hole of a plastic part that's also black. Oh no, did it? For those of you wondering, the Chris Falcon sewing videos are not going to be a thing. Although I have to admit, I am finding this quite relaxing at the moment, till it all goes wrong. Oh, cool. I'm only going to do this one in its entirety for those of you wondering whether I'm going to be doing it all, because I think we repeat this process with another piece, but don't worry, I'm not going to do that on camera. There we go. Red, white and black. Done. Oh yeah, I'm only going to do it for this one. Because, well, the upload time alone will be huge. Saying that, this isn't taking that long. I'm actually doing this quite quick. Lee. He says, it's a falters network. Right, that's the first yellow. And the penultimate wire on this piece. Cable, or whatever they're called. I know that you would have been listening to it already, but Chris, when you're editing this, be sure to put some nice relaxing music over the top. Thank you. Yeah, just a little reminder for me there. That's the kind of things I say to myself when I'm screwing stuff down. Part of the reason why I started the speed up process, because I use that time to talk out loud, to remind myself of things, ideas I have for the edit at the time of recording. There you go, little insight into my crazy world there. And there we have it all threaded through. That brown one was the last one. Oh. The last one that's stuck. I can't find it. Where is it? There it is. So yeah. It is a little messy, but they do come out apart from this black. Where's this black bit gone? There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So there we go. Some wires threaded through there. That brown is a bit of a pain. Let me just sort out that brown. Do-do-do. It double looped. Yeah, it did. And then pull that through. There we go. Pull that through. Pull that through. Where's that? Then the reds through. And there we go. Ta-da! There we have some wires attached to the black thing. That was nice and peaceful, wasn't it? Right, we then need to make sure that enough wire has come through so that it fits in place. So let's bring this part in. This will attach onto this part here. I think that's the smaller tab that side. Although there's not much in it. But I think it will go on there like that. No, see, on the instructions the red's facing down. Oh, okay, yeah, that does fit better. So we'll go on there like that. And then these wires... Oh, a piece fell off. It goes in there, like that. So these wires need to be long enough to go around here and down into this gap and then out the bottom, which they are not. So I'm going to do this off camera. I'm just going to thread some more of the wires through so that they're long enough. When done that, I'll be right back with you. And that took a little time, but this is what it looks like when it's all done. As you can see, there's no bunching up. It's just straight through and both sides are pretty much the same length. So what you need to do now is you get these two holes and you have the red side facing that way and the brown side facing this way, and for this side of the wiring you just thread them through and under there like that, and they come out the back hole there, and then you get a cable tie and you just attach all these cables together so that they don't so that they don't come apart. Let's just put it down there. Pull it nice and tight, and as you can see, that does make everything a lot neater around there, and I'll cut off the excess in just a moment. For this side of the wires, you thread them down past in between the red square there, underneath, and now I know what this gap was for underneath. It's for all these wires. So we just pull these wires through so that they're on the top there like that, and then just push them through the hole there. And that is what it looks like after that's done. You then get these 4 wires which are stuck together. Now there's 2 lots of 4 wires. There's this one and there's this one, which is slightly longer, as you can see. It's the shorter one you want for this side, and we just push them through the back there so they come out, and then up around there like that. Then we get another cable tie, and we attach all of these together. So this red wire, the wire for the 88 clock, and all the wires that we just installed. As you can imagine, there's a little fiddly getting them all together. So, oh, crikey, right. Let's get the cable tie at least in a circle first. Ah, come on. Ah. Okay. Right, so that cable tie is on loosely. Oh, it's all falling apart. Right, here you go, on there. Come on. Where's that hole? There's that hole. Okay, good. And then the red wires through the bottom. Stuck on the leather. Right, through there, through the cable tie. Out. Actually, it should be this way for a little later. Come on. It's getting silly now. Okay. Through the cable tie. You can see you've got the wire sticking out there, you've got the red wires there. And then let's just tighten this table tie all up like that. So that's 2 cable ties there holding everything in place, and these red wires will attach into these red parts here in just a moment or so. But first we need to put in the longer of the 4 red wires, so let's just pop them under there and then through there. I'm going to put it under the 88 clock wire like that. That looks like good length there. Very nice. And I've just realised I've completely missed a wire. I've completely missed this yellow one, which kind of goes here, there and everywhere. So, oh, this is going to be fun. So this yellow wire, it goes behind these red squares like that. Oh, does it? Oh, okay. And this, okay, and this black, really quite thick wire, much thicker than the others. Sorry for the pause there, I'm just reading the instructions as I go along. I've missed these 2, which is going to be a pain for the cable ties. No. Right, okay, so they go behind these red squares here, like so. And then they come round there, so they look like that, and then, oh, come on, you yellow piece of poo. Harsh language, I know, sorry. Okay, let's do this side. So they come, wow, that yellow one's really not one to go on. Let me put the yellow one on first, like that. Okay. And then if I put the black one in, it might hold the yellow one in place. I think it will. There, like that. Good. Great. Okay. So, moving around to this side, this goes round the back, and I think, oh, damn. It's a good job I didn't cut those cable ties. They are meant to go into that cable tie, but it is far too tight. Let me sort this out, and then I'll be right back with you. Right, okay, I'll just show you what I've done. Because I used a cable tie here, there's no way that the yellow or black cable was going to fit in there. So I've just looped up the yellow cable and the black, and they do go through that hole there. Black is a little short, so just pull it through. Yeah, they do go in that hole there. They only need to go so far as this, because a little later on we'll screw it down to secure the wires there. So that is okay, and I'll tidy that in just a second. It goes through there. I have cable tied it here correctly, and then the black and the yellow one come out the bottom hole there, along with this red wire there as well. So the next set of wires, are you getting confused yet? Because I think I am. The next set of wires are these wires here, and you've got the same colours, but some are longer, some are shorter, and then we've got this taped off part at the end. Taped off part just goes into the gap and out through the bottom. Okay, well, I meant to anyway. Come on. Oh wait. Through this hole. Ah, that makes it easier. They go through that hole, same hole as the black wire and the yellow wire. And for now they just come up there. And yeah, they do get cable tied there. So just gonna make sure we got some length. I just nudged the camera, sorry. Just pop the cable tight there. Okay. Sorry, my angle's all over the place today. Okay, they are cable tied. They are in. They are done. Let's just cut off this cable tie. Okay, right. So that is all the cable tying done for the wires. Now we've got to push them into the places where they're meant to be. So these red wires are meant, I believe. I'm just gonna. Okay, so they're meant to go around the back. You're joking. Oh, I've messed up here. I've put the red wires through this way, and they're meant to go around the back where this black and yellow wire are. Pooh. Or maybe two of them are. Oh, two of them are. Well, when was that? Was it clear? Oh, no. 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 Ignore me. Right. These four red cables are fine, but we've still got to put this cable in, which is two. Oh, when do they go in? Do they go back here? Sorry. Yeah, they do. Okay, so so many cables. So this red cable 2 goes also in here, and also around here, and around there. And it's meant to be cable tied, but it's not. But it will all tidy up in time. Let's just put them in, shall we? Right, they separate. So these two red cable parts for the two red cable wires go in to go into these holes there in the red box. So in fact, let's just push them in. I mean, they're not going to stay there, so I don't really know why I'm doing this. But because I will have to make it tidier on camera. Oh, okay, no, they do go quite far in. That went in quite a way, so maybe they will stay. So that's that one in. Oh, let's just come out again. Okay, that one goes in there. Done. This one goes in. Done. Nice. They push quite far in. So that is 2 of the red wires all done into that box there, like that. Then the last of these holes is taken by one of these red wires. Let's just say this one. And that pushes in. The black cable's really getting in the way. Into this hole. There, like that. So far so good. And then these wires, so we have one that goes all the way over here, just pushes in there, and then these 2 one goes in there. Chris, when you watch this video again, play relaxing music, because I'm not sure they'd want to hear just your heavy breathing. Okay, yeah, there we go. So they go in there. Looking good, looking good. Can you see that? No, you can't see that. I'm so sorry. These 2 red wires are into there. One of the red wires into there, 2 into there, and the other one into there. You see, so we've got 1 hole there, 2 holes there, and this is left to fill in. 1 hole there to fill in, 2 holes there to fill in, and 3 holes there to fill in. And of course, they're all filled in by this here. Oh no, these 2 wires. What am I going to say? These 2 wires, first of all, they are not just up, they do tuck in. So this is some kind of massive battery, this bit, isn't it, really? Oh, can't see, sorry. That is not wanting to go in. Yeah, there we go. So those wires go into that, which leaves these 3 holes uncovered and this hole uncovered. So we get one of these for this far hole. In you go. Nope. You're not wanting to go in, are you? No. Silly little cable. Oh my word. I'm getting backache doing this. Right, okay. That goes in there. This cable. Oh. I had you then. Chris, when you come to edit this, put a warning at the start of the video saying it's going to be a long one. Because I don't think I should cut this. In fact, I'm not going to cut this, I've just decided. If you're bored out of your brain, that's fine. But the channel is meant to be... Oh, my back! Oh, crikey! The channel is meant to be entertaining, of course. And I hope you find it is. But it is also meant to be a guide, and sometimes I do forget that. Especially with the palaver with the Thunderbird 2 recently. With the repeated footage. Although someone did say that they did like that gimmick, so thank you very much for saying that. But yeah, as a guide, I want to show really the authenticity. What it is like building one of these things. So no, I've decided I'm not going to edit it. Again, it's in its entirety. And I realise that I'm saying this quite late on into the video. You probably twigged that I'm not going to edit it. But just come to the realisation now, so you are not one to go in. You know, I said, one came out. You know, I said that vodka would help this, putting this part in. Maybe vodka will help watching this video as well. Because it's quite long. That is not going in. Right, I am going to... okay, my camera battery is flashing because I've spent so long on this. So I'm going to recharge my camera. And I have full power. The battery is fully charged, and in that downtime when I was charging the battery, I did finish off what we had to do in issue 48, because I thought this video, you know, it's going to be a long one anyway. I thought I'll give you just a little bit of breathing room, and I can see, for those of you who can see, that we've got issue 49 parts just waiting and lurking there. But just before we look at that, I'll just show you what I have done. Put all the red wires into this battery pack. This black wire should go around the back in the instructions. It says to do that, but mine doesn't. It naturally fits over there, which is fine by me. It's meant to be messy, isn't it? These uncable tied ones, they sit very nicely in there. This is now glued in there, and it's all come round. They're looking nice indeed. These red wires going in there, through there, and they're all cable tied, and I'm trying to avoid the hole there. They're not doing too well. But yeah, they go in there, and then they are secured at the back with a step that we do in issue 49. We get these parts in issue 49 which hold the wires in place. So I have done it for this one, and I have done it for this side as well, because we don't get any more wires for this part. These lots are loose, and you can see they've got more connectors here for the issue 49 parts. So without further ado, let's start the issue 49 wires. No, we won't. I lied, because the first thing we need to do is something different in issue 49, and that is attach these, which are seat belts. And they are very nice seat belts as well. They've got the plastic part here, and then they've actually got the correct fabric coming off here. It's not plastic, it is fabric, and that is a nice touch. I really like that. And this is, of course, how you secure them. So the instructions say that to get the right way, you need to put them in that way, and it's the part with the hole. See the hole facing up? That is the part that needs to be on show. So that one will go on that side, and the other one will go on the other side. So I'm just going to attach them now. And once again, the camera angle didn't really lead to me being able to do that on camera. Sorry about that. But this is what they look like all installed. And I noticed while I was screwing them in, the attention to detail is really nice, because you've got just a little bit of red paint. Very dull red paint there. This one tends to flop down a bit. This one is more upright. But yeah, I really like it. I really like it. We've got a different kind of material again in the interior of this Delorean, which is very nice. And yeah, nice additions for the seats, which I guess will be coming soon. But now that we've had the breather of the battery running out and the breather of putting in the seat belts, it's back onto wires, guys. It is back onto wires. And issue 49 comes with more wires, more cable ties, and then of course the connectors that I just showed you there. So what you will need to do is you need to work out which wires we're going to use for each part of this section. The first wire you'll need is this colourful wire here, filled with reds and yellows and oranges, and then we've got one blue in there and one black as well, and that is twisted on both ends, and this end has got a little grey connector, which we'll come on to more about in a bit. In fact, let's talk about it now, because we do get 4 black cables as well. Now all of them are the same. They are all similar lengths, it has to be said, but one of them doesn't have the grey part, so we just leave that one for now. And then these 3 here, on the face of it, they all have the same parts, but they don't. These 2 are thinner, and this one is thicker. So it's the thinner ones that we'll need to separate a little later on, and this thicker one goes with this thicker cable connector there, you see? So we get all those together, and we will also need this set of wires here, I believe. Or is it this lot? 49G. It is this wire, the Carnage wire. I call it Carnage because it's black and red colours, and those of you like your Spider-Man lore, you know why it's called Carnage. Now, what it says to do is install all these cables at different parts, to install these ones all together and then these two separately. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the cable ties around them first and then install them onto the main part of the interior of the DeLorean. So to make sure I get all the right lengths, I'm just going to make sure they are all at the same length on this end. This is the end that is away from the grey connector end. Just make sure that they're all similar lengths there. And you'll see at this end, it means that most of them are similar length, but this Carnage wire here is a lot shorter. And then what you'll need to do is get your trusty cable tie. Let's clear some room. And I'm going to put my first one around here, like this. Just pop that in. That is not wanting to go in. Put it on the wrong way around. Whoops. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. There's that sound that we need. So make sure that they're all of similar length and then tie it off about there. And of course you can move the cable tie up a little bit if it is in the wrong position. And then we get the second cable tie and we'll attach it around here. Make sure that they're all in check. I think I put this in the wrong way around again. I did. Okay. Let's put it about here. I'm going to do that one loosely because I might be getting it wrong. Now, this is the side that goes into the under the hole of the dash. This is the side without the grey connectors, and they are all going to go in through here and through this hole here. Well, they all should be. Maybe this is why you don't do it all together. Let's just pull this apart and let them all through. See, I would go in this way, but these wires are blocking that path. So if I twist them, that make it easier. It would. And it has, apart from one. Come on. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So all those wires are now through. And the reason the instructions say to do them separately is because some wires will be connected between this hole and this hole here. This hole and that hole. And then the two thicker black wires are going up there like that. So I don't think it matters too much which ones go where, as long as you can get them all in and get them all flush, so that they are all held in place. I am going to do this off camera because it is a little fiddly with all the wires and the camera angle. So I'm just going to do that and be right back with you. And when that is all done, it will look something like this. Two of the black wires going into this connector here, and the rest of the wires going into this connector here, which you can't see because of those black wires. Some of them are loose, but I did twist them around before connecting them so they are in there securely. Make sure that all your wires, like this wire's going over the top, make sure it does go around through this hole, because when you do attach it to the rest of the DeLorean, it's going to be pushed up, I believe, and it will cut off any wires that are left in there. So make sure that all the wires are in this hole here, or that hole there. Otherwise they'll be cut off when it's pushed against the DeLorean. Swinging it back round to this side, and this is what the wires look like coming out. I think gravity will take hold eventually and they will settle more in place. At the moment they're quite springy and they're quite bouncy, but I think if I keep pushing that in, eventually it will set place in there, and then they come around here past the seat belt and they will come out with the four connectors there, matching up with the real connectors for the real lights of the model here. And I will say, if this actual thing, I know it was a real thing, but if it was an actual time machine and I was a passenger and I was kicking all these wires. You know, imagine if you have kids and they're just kicking the wires. How scary would that be for electric shock? And you could end up anywhere in time and space. So he's a bit shoddy, Mr. Doc Brown, wasn't he? Mr. Doc Brown. Doc Brown. Yeah, just saying, with a practical point, maybe they are tucked in practically, but still, there's a lot of wires there for passengers, especially if kids. Imagine Jules or Vern kicking that. Ooh, crikey. All sorts of problems. Right. You'll be pleased to know we're moving on to the driver's side now, and the final set of wires. The final set of cables, the final set of whatever you want to call them. We are finally completing them. This time anyway, I'm sure there'll be more throughout the whole model. But for the interior, this is the final set. And you get this one here, which has the black and red and blue and yellow, 2 red ones. And it's got this black connector up top here. And then just this plain black cable with no connectors like that. They are similar length and you just match them up like that, and we'll cable tie them before we install them. So just get one cable tie, pop it around here. Oh, for goodness sake. Nope. Oh wow. For issue 48, I didn't have a problem with the cable ties. Issue 49, I do, and I think I'll just swing it around so it is the loose side again. It is. How have I managed to do that? Cable ties. I hope you've enjoyed the uncut video, and if you haven't, don't worry, I don't think I'll be doing another one again anytime soon. But I just felt like it. There have been a lot of videos to edit for this Back to the Future weekend. I thought I'd give myself a break for this one. Little did I know that this one was probably the one that needed the editing most. But never mind. So that's one cable tie on there. And then when I find the last cable tie, under here, just pop it around here. Once again, the smooth side. Oh my word. There probably is a way of finding out how not to do that. But I haven't quite mastered it, and that's the last one. It's fine. So yeah, pull it tight and then put this cable tie on. Come on. Ta-da. Yeah, so it is all of a similar length. You can see there. Let me just cut off the cable tie parts. Create it neater. Last thing we want is more things sticking out. And then bring in the interior. And we want the connector part facing this way with all the other wires. And then this other, all the rest of it, the other side, goes through here. Actually, let's twist these around. And it's exactly how we did the other side, really. Just through the interior part, so it comes out. There's the black wire. Where's the rest of it? There we go. And make sure that it's not on this lip. It is tucked around in there. And then this wire and this 4 red wire there are pushed down, and they're connected with this one here. Now, I do need to say about the connections, they're not your usual pin and screw end. They both come with screw holes. One's for GP screws and the other's for BP screws. I believe they're AP screws. Sorry, my mistake. So I'm going to try and do this one on camera. And this is the same technique that I've used for all of these connecting parts. I have actually tried to make sure that we have the least amount of wires possible, because I want there to be less wire here and more wire here, this side, because I feel like this is going to be more important. I can't do this on camera. I can't get the angle right, so I'm just going to do that. And here we go. Wires all connected there. And just to zoom out so you can have a look at the back, it is very wiry. This one really likes going over the top. It will stop doing that. Yeah, very wiry. We still got the steering wheel part here, which might come out a little more, and we still got the brake plate connector there. So just need to push that in. Oh, I haven't actually finished off the wires. Not much to finish off. They just sit over here. Exactly the same way as the ones on the passenger side. They just tuck in there. Again, gravity, I think, will take hold over time over the seat belt, and then they come out here to join all the other wires. Like that. I say like that, but look at this one. It's got a mind of its own. it will all settle in, especially when we get the seats in. I think it will all settle in much better. So yeah, just to clear the space, and this is what the I keep wanting to say cockpit of the DeLorean. It's not the cockpit, it's just the interior. This is what it looks like with all the wires intact. Let's just get a little sweeping view. That's a lot of wires. Very fiddly couple of issues, this one, as I'm sure you are agreeing with after watching this epic video. And so yeah, you'll be pleased to know that this is the end of this video. Back to the Future weekend is over. I really hope you've enjoyed it. It's something new. I wanted to try out to see whether lots of DeLorean videos would work. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the slightly more unedited video style, where you just get my wafflings. I'm sure some of you will hate it. I'm sure some of you will love it. But I'm just like trying new things. And I will be back in 2 weeks' time for the final DeLorean video of the year. I will be taking a gap over Christmas, of course, because of all the responsibilities that come with Christmas, like kids' plays, nativities, church stuff, work stuff, family time, Christmas stuff, Christmas stuff. So I will see you in 2 weeks' time for the Christmas DeLorean video. Until then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.